Market update on the 8th. So starting here with SPY, I have the two different paths highlighted here. We're either in a wave 3 of a wave 3 or we are in the middle of WXY. So we're either looking at this like, and then this would head down here probably to like 490 all the way down here, potentially down here to 482 to 487. So just waiting to see what it does. It could make it all the way up here to this higher demand zone for 520 to 524. So on the smaller time frames, to be honest, it looks like it's probably going higher. I'd probably look for the 1.61 fib here. So it already hit the 1.61 fib, or came close, I guess. So we got to see if it's gonna break above 519. Then I'm looking for the 1.61 fib of this right here at 521.56. So it looks to me like it's probably gonna go higher. It's had its chance to fall. It fell down here to 515, and now it's moving higher again. So just kind of waiting to see what it does. It is in a 4-hour supply zone. It came outside of it for a second, and it's right back up. So flat on the day. QQQ is the same thing. It looks to me like this might be going all the way up here to 445. So that would mean SPY would probably go up here to 521. 445 is the gap fill, and then I'd be looking for a potential move down, but it's the same thing here. It can also be this. And then this could be a nested move like this. So we'll see which one happens. NVDA here, same thing. I can see this being WXY, but I can also see it still being in the middle of a 5-wave move where the first possibility is WXY, but I'm leaning towards it being a 5-wave move. And again, this is probably 50-50 at this point. I think this can just keep on melting up. You can look at the standard deviations. We're at the very low end. So all of these earnings are selling off pretty hard. But I think that overall the market might be bullish here. Everyone's thinking we're at the top of the tech. I think we might be starting the new move higher. I haven't looked at Apple and Microsoft today. I'll take a look here in a second. But if NVIDIA is in a third wave, I'd be looking for 953 pullback, and then probably over 1,000 for the end of the third wave. Then a pullback and another move higher, all the way up to 1,100 bucks. So we'll see what happens. There is a demand zone here at 850. If it ends up being ABC here, then like that. That would probably end up happening into earnings and then probably take off after earnings. StarBucks. I'll go over Microsoft, Apple here in a second. I was trading StarBucks, so go over that now. I did unload some of my position just because this hit the 1.61 fib. So it's more of an ABC move in my opinion, which makes this the C wave. So A, and this hit my minimum target of 74 bucks. I still have some call options that I will hold and add to if it falls because it's so oversold. But this has a very good chance, has probably a 50-50 chance of gapping up tomorrow. If it gaps up tomorrow, I think it can go to 78 bucks. But if it breaks the low, then I think that we're headed down here for a 5th wave down here to 65 to 69 bucks. That's why I unloaded some of my shares here. I just followed this the whole way up, and I was like, that's probably going to pull back here soon, and it did. But again, I have my call options, and I'm looking for, regardless, if this comes down here to 65 and 69 bucks, it should take off after that, because that would be the end of the third wave. Then we get a real bounce up here to probably 75, 80 bucks. So Starbucks, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Shop. I added this end of day just because when I looked at it, we hit this demand zone I've been waiting for a long time, filled the gap. So I think that, and also you can look at standard deviations as well on this one, and it's way, way outside of 2 standard deviations. So I think it's due for a bounce. I don't think it doesn't have to necessarily go up. It could go up from here, but it's probably going to bounce back to at least a 200 DMA here at 68 bucks. So swing trade for me. We'll see what happens. If it were to break 60, I don't think it's going all the way down here. I think it's going to rebound from here, but there is this gap down here at 48 bucks. All right, Tesla. Got to go over Tesla. So Tesla finished above the 50 DMA. It gapped down in the morning. Finished above the 20. If we zoom in here, I have this labeled as A, B, and then this is a 5-wave move. Originally thought that this was a 4th wave right here, and we are going to see another move down, which still can happen. We did hit into demand though and bounce out of it. Now you got a supply zone up here at 177.50 to 182.35, and 1 second. So yeah, I'm just looking for this to potentially go up here and hit this supply zone right here. This is potentially an A wave. It could be a 5-wave move as well, like that. So we're working between these zones again. You could come down here and actually fill the gap at 169. 166 is what I'm looking for, but you also have the gap up here at 178. I would lean towards the upside. After that, if it makes 5 waves up, this is probably the bottom right here. Then I'd be looking for pullback and another move higher after that. And then that would be the start, potentially the start of a move that could go to 250. We'll see. This took 7 days. We're sitting at 9 days down. So this is perfectly fine for it to be finished. We can look at the length of this right here, April 29th to May 6th. So I would lean towards probably end of the week bottoming down here, but the chart is saying higher. So we'll see which one happens. It could be in the middle of a 4th wave, but this didn't hit the 1.61 fib. So I don't think this is a 3rd wave. I think it's a C wave. Timing says probably finish on Friday, but we'll see what happens. Working between these zones. If it makes 5 waves up to here, I'd be buying the dip and be ready for potentially another big move higher. It could also take a little bit longer though. They could stretch it out a little bit. This could go sideways for a while. We could get a bounce up here and then come down lower again like that all the way into June. Because this was a big move, and so it takes a long time to consolidate that move. So either we go up after this or we get ABC down. And yeah, that's pretty much it on Tesla. Microsoft looks to me like it is just consolidating, ready to make a new move higher. I think it's probably going to come up here to this supply zone here at 420, potentially higher than that. 429 is the 1.61 fib of this right here. So we'll see which one happens, but it looks like it wants to go higher in my opinion. You do have a gap down here at 398 though. If it came down to 398, I'd probably add some more. Apple. Apple consolidating, same as Microsoft. I think we're probably getting ready to something like that. And then probably consolidate. So, and then get a move back down here, potentially all the way down to here. So, I don't think we're correcting yet. The correction might come after the 17th, which is monthly OPEX. So we'll probably wait for that. DXY moving up a little bit here, still in that range, still waiting for a break one way. Yeah, nothing really to say. Still has not broke 107.30. Not moving down either, so we'll wait on the dollar. What else? I added Papa John's. I made a video on that today. The reason why is a few different reasons. On the monthly, the very bottom of the range, you can see here on the daily, on the 2-day, bottom of the range. So there's a lot of different reasons why I added this, but a lot of it is just oversold on the daily. Look at this on the 2-day, way oversold going to earnings. So I'm looking for this to play out, and then maybe more downside, but bounce first. I don't know if it's going to go to 100, but I think 75 is a pretty good target. What else we got here? What else have I been looking at today? iRobot, the big move today. So on this stock, it's above the 20 and the 50 now, and you have the 200 up here at 26 bucks. I mean, it could easily come up here and fill the $16 gap and the $23 gap. It just needs some good news. Up 21% today. Looks good. And I would say this is more likely though, 16 bucks and then consolidate, unless it gets a gap up to 23. Well, that's going to be a huge move. That's going to take some news. What else? Hood had earnings. I haven't looked at this stock in a while though. It's up after hours. I think this could potentially go higher. You can see here, this looks like a third wave and a fourth wave. This is really extended. I expected it to stop around in this area, but maybe it's going to extend to the 3.61 fib. We'll see. It looks like a 5-wave move to me. So, yeah, pretty clearly. 5th wave up here. It could go all the way up here to $22. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, Palantir, I mean, that didn't really do anything today. I made a video yesterday on that. GameStop, made a video the other day on that. It's at $15.92. Probably consolidating for options. I think that this might come back down here. So you might be looking at potentially, we'll see. It might take a little bit longer to get here, maybe come end of May. It looks to me like this is probably a B wave, so maybe something like that. I would probably, honestly, if it comes down here and goes into demand at 1280, I'd probably add some, to be honest, because the low was 10 and went all the way up to 17. I'd probably add for a bounce. So GameStop looks pretty good right now. And I think that's pretty much it. Let me know if you have any ones you want me to look at. Those are all the ones I'm trading right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you're not already. And I'll keep you updated the rest of the week. Have a good night.